Hello everybody, I want to show you my barn find, Farmall Cub. This is how I've gotten it. Okay, I've got the cylinders cleaned off, the head cleaned off, new head gasket, the Permatex put on it. I'm going to install the new head gasket, the new head, and torque it down. I got the head all cleaned, all the residue off of it, so it's ready to go on. Here's the points. I've actually sanded them and tried to clean them, but they wouldn't clean up. They're pretty well burnt. And we got a new cap. I've tried to scrape some of the burn terminals, but we got a new one. Alright, here's another look at my project I'm working on. 1952 Farmall Cub. And I've done some work on it. Replaced the wires, points, condenser, cap, tightened the belt, new spark plugs. New hoses for the intake. Got to get some clamps for the one that goes on the carburetor. New carburetor, temporary fuel tank situation. New battery. New shifter knob, that was missing. Seat was all floppy, it's fixed now. Fire extinguisher. New steering bushing. So it runs. It's a work in progress. I brought you along for some of it. I'll kind of go back through some of it so you kind of understand what the project consists of, but I haven't filmed everything that I've done, but I do have some footage I'll share with you. So it has the fertilizer dispenser, gears and chains and all on it, but as I get into work on it, this is in the way. So I'm going to pull this off, but I wanted to show it all to you before I take it off. I pulled off the intake and the exhaust manifold, as well as the magneto wires and starter. I'm going to clean them up and paint them, but also want to get the block all cleaned up. I'm going to change out the spark plugs to the old spark plugs. I've cleaned up a lot of the grease. There's still a little bit down here I can't get to, but I've cleaned a lot of the rust and grease off. Need to clean the head a little bit more. Still some of the original paint on the head. And show you the other side. I'm trying to do some cleaning up of the tractor. I've pulled the lift bracket off. As you can see, there's a lot of old grease. 70 years worth of grease on this thing. I'm not trying to do a restoration. I'm trying to do a rustoration. Trying to put just a little bit of paint on it to try to keep it from rusting anymore. So I've removed the seat, not the seat bracket. And this is where the battery box sat. You can see the battery has leaked over time and took out part of the decking, which is under the seat. And then you've got the seat bracket that goes here, and the toolbox sits right over the top of that. So a lot of rust going on here, but we're going to keep working at it. Okay, I want to show you all something. This is the back of the tractor. You can tell the damage from the battery acid. And the seat bracket I showed you sits right here, along with the toolbox. Then your battery box sits right here. The head of these bolts, it was full of rust. I showed you that. Focus. Are gone. I don't think they're very big to start with. But these things were rusted in there. I could not even get to them to get them out. This is a set of extractors I got from Amazon. And these things locked on there, and I was able to get them out. Probably been in there the entire 70 years this equipment has been around, this tractor. And those extractors, shout out to whoever made those extractors. They are good stuff. They are very good. and worth the $30 I spent on the set. I used them on these. This one I spent half a day trying to get out. You can see I rounded a couple of the sockets off trying to get it to go, and these came out with sockets. But this one I thought I was going to have to weld a nut onto, have somebody weld a nut onto it and take it off, but that extractor got it first try. And then this morning I came out here and started on these, and this extractor got it. I've got to take it and drive it out. But you have to be careful with all the rust, because that hole goes down into the axle. Happy they worked. I got rid of the green, except for down there on the tire spindles. And still got to take out the fan and paint it. Take out the fan, the pulleys, and paint those. I've taken out the starter and the magneto. I'm cleaning back here, getting all the grease out. That's a job. Starter goes in there, got it all duct taped off. Finished cleaning this up with some Scotch-Brite and a wire wheel and a wire brush and some degreaser. I've got the platform painted, the seat painted, shifter, steering tree painted. I've got to take the fenders off, tires off, wheel weights off, rims off, paint those, and up underneath I've got to paint it still. Here's what the tires look like before and after. The rims. It's going to look a lot better. Working my way back, I painted the front rims and hubs. A little bit more on the tie rods. Painted the lug nuts. Looks pretty good. Looks a lot better than that green. I've still got to deal with that on the back, but it's coming along. Like I said, I started working at the top, worked my way down, and now I'm working on the back two tires and the back of the tractor. I've got to let this set up overnight, let the paint dry, then I'll drive it out and get the pressure washer and the degreaser and work on these back gearboxes and the rims. Jack up the back of it, get the tires off, and start painting the back of it. And wheel weights. You can see they're still, the back rims are still green. The green part will be silver, and then the middle part will be red like the front tires, and so will the wheel weights. Well, I successfully got the wheel weights off without hurting myself, so there they are. You got to take the rims off, tires off of the hub, clean all that up, clean behind it, scrape it all off, and get a coat of paint on it. I've got the Farmall in the shop. Didn't know if it fit or not, but it fits past the door, underneath my hoist. I've got the weight off the back right wheel if you're sitting on it. I've got cardboard down in case it leaks overnight. And I'm going to pull this tire off. Well, I got the one tire off. The left, I guess the right tire if you're sitting on it. Going to get the air out of it. Going to take the center part out, and then I'm going to paint it, clean it up and paint it. Getting rid of the green on the back wheels. Got the drawbar painted with some hammered paint. The back hitch, and the arm, and the lights. And the center hub. Okay, I've taken the left tire off, and you can see kind of the state of the final drives from years of not maintaining it or cleaning it. So I've removed the tire and wheel, Gonna take a wire wheel and clean all that up and throw some paint on it. Gonna pull the fender, paint the inside and out, clean it up, clean all this rust off of it, and just make it look better. You can see I did the same with the other side. Again, it's not perfect, but it's better. We'll work on this side. By the way, I pressure washed it 4 times with degreaser, and a lot of this stuff I couldn't get to because of the tire.